So this screen is visible to all of you. The screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Yes, sir.
okay, fine. Now, what I actually covered in my last class is the percentage change graphics, percentage change graphics to product change, This was the last topic. The percentage change graphic, I need to take means calculate the percentage change with the help of graphic method for the product change. Product change means to say whenever there is a multiplication of two variable or more than two variable. Product means to say multiplication, multiplying the value with two or more than two value. So for that, for the better understanding, I need this area, because if you need to calculate the area of rectangle which having length of this rectangle, suppose width is given to you, so what will be my area? My area of this rectangle will be, area is equal to nothing but length into width. So this length into width is actually a product, of two variable, two quantity, right? So I need to calculate what percentage change whenever there is in any of the variable increases or decreases. Okay, this we need to calculate. Now on the same way, if you taking the concept of volume, so as you all know, area is actually a two-dimensional figure, where volume is actually a three-dimensional figure. So in three-dimensional figure means to say you have length, width and height as well, or you can say thickness as well. So here I am making one cuboid. This cuboid has length, and this one is width, and this one is height. So what is the volume? Volume of this cuboid, length into width into height. This is how we can calculate the volume of cuboid. Now this is the product of, product means multiplication. Product means to say what? The product means to say the multiplication value, multiplication, right? Now, so product of, here the product of three variable. Okay, so suppose if any of the value is given to you, how you can justify that? Okay, this is area and this is volume. Suppose if I am writing 15 meter square and 27 meter cube, so this meter square means this is area, and this meter cube means this is volume. Because if you want to take the SI unit of this area, so length is measured in meter, width is also measured in meter, so area is always in meter square, not in meter cube. So in volume, if you look at the SI unit, length is measured in meter, width also measured in meter, height is measured in meter, so the volume will be meter cube. So this 727 meter cube means to say it gives the indication of volume, whereas meter square gives the indication of area. So now this is actually a basic thing which I want to just tell you, that is what is area, what is volume, but move to the numerical part, the pure mathematics. Okay, now the question is, suppose this is one rectangle and you need to increase some width and some length. Okay, here I am using increase of both value, both parameter, both variable. So length suppose increases by 10%, length suppose increases by 10%, and width suppose increases by 30%. Okay, length increases by 10%, width increases by 30%. What will be the net change in area? Net change in area, that you need to find out. Percentage change in area, you can say what is percentage change? Percentage change in area. Okay, percentage change in area, that you need to calculate. So for that, let the initial area is 100, as I already actually discussed this question in the last class, but again I am repeating those who missed this class. So suppose the area is 100, right? Now if you increase the length by 10%, so I am increasing the length by 10%. Okay, increases upward arrow means increasing the value. Increasing the value means to say you put a positive sign. So 10% increases. What is 10% of 100? So you just shifting the decimal over here, you will get 10%. So 10 will be the 10% of 100. You need to add 100 plus 10. The value become 110. Now you need to increase the width by 30%. Width by 30%. So what is 30% of 110? So this, if you put the decimal over here, it will give you 10%. So 11 multiplied by 3. So 33. This you need to add because your width is increases by 30%. So now 110 plus 33, if you add both, what you will get? Yes, 143. So initially the area was 100, now it become 143. So what is net percentage change in area? So I can say that 43% increases in area. Yes or no? 43% increases in area if you increase length by 10% and width by 30%. Are you with me? Yes or no? Are you following this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now look at the screen again. Look at the screen again. Suppose in any student do the calculation in reverse order. What he or she will get? So in this question, I am taking what 10% first and then 30% later on. But what happen if you take 30% first and then 10% later on? The result will remain same. I show it to you. So 30% increase this value. So what is 30% of this value? Plus 30. So you need to add this value, you will get 130. Now if you add, again increase this 10% because I have only two value, width increase 30% and then length increase 10%. So I am increasing width first and then length second. So what is 10% of this 130? So you just place decimal over here, 13 will give you 10%. So 130 plus 13 give you 143. Again the result becomes same. Look at this. So initially the area was 100, now it becomes 143. It doesn't matter then which sequence you are using to find out the solution of percentage change graphics. It always give you a correct values. Okay, doesn't means you not find out the different value while using this graphic method. Now, so this is, I am writing directly that okay, 100 is initial value, then 143. So this is 43% increases in area. But my dear student, here I am writing direct difference between 100 and 43 because my base, which I am considering my initial value, this initial value is 100, and that is the reason why I am directly subtract this value and find out this 43% increase. But if your base is not 100 and other than 100, then actually the formula is to change the percentage change is what I am writing over here. The formula to calculate percentage change formula is actually written like this: final value minus of initial value divided by initial value into 100. What is FV? FV means final value. Okay, final value. What is IV? IV means initial value. Right? So this 143 is my FV, final value. This 100 is my IV, initial value. So now put all this value over here, what you will get? So if I put final value is 143 minus initial value is 100. Look at this, final value is 143, initial value is 100, divided by again initial value 100, and this whole multiply by 100. So 100 gone, 143 minus 100 means you will get 43%. Actually the method is this to find out this value. Okay, but why I am subtracting here directly? Because 100 is my base, so this is 100. So with respect to 100, if you calculate any value, it will give you the same result. But suppose my base is suppose 30, right? And here I am having 45. This is 30, and after this is 45, and then I find what is the net change in area. It doesn't mean that you simply subtract 45 minus 30. 45 minus 30, you will get 15%, and write 15% change in area. It absolutely wrong. So for that, how you calculate percentage change? My percentage change, this is my initial value, this one is my final value. So you need to calculate this value by final value minus of initial value divided by initial value into 100. So this comes 15 by 30, multiply this value by 100, this comes 15 to the 30 and 250. It means there is 50% increase in area. 50% increase in area. Are you following me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain it
Yes,
again?
sir.
So here I am not directly subtract to this to get this, because my base is not 100. My base is different other than 100. So my formula is actually this. But in area question I am considering this as 100. Therefore I can write directly. Okay, there is no difference. There is no need to calculation. That is why I am using this method to put this base as 100 and then calculate with reference to base to the final value. Right now. Now I am giving you another question. Suppose my length is increases by 20%. Look at the screen. And your width is decreases by 10%. Okay. Length is increased. One parameter increases and another parameter decreases. I need to find out what is my percentage change in area. Percentage change in area. So how I can calculate this percentage change in area? So you just simply take this 100 as your base. This is my initial area. Now length is increased by 20%. So 20% of this will give you 120. Okay. And then 10% decreases in width. Decreases. Look at here. 10% decreases. Decreases means to say you put a negative sign. And what is 10% of 120? Just put the sign or point over here. So this 12 will become what? The 10% of 120. So you simply subtract this value, what you will get? 108. Now initially my area was 100 and now it become 108. So can you tell me how much percentage change in area? You can say that 8% increases in area. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Everyone following this? Means you got it this? That okay, how we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now the very important fact. Most of the student thought that sir I am using this 100, I am using. If you are not using 100, is up to you. But I give you one example and match. I just relate two question and give you that result will become same. But why you apply this method? Because this method is very simple to calculation. For calculation, look at the screen. Okay, now I am repeating my question and give you the two question the same manner. You will get the same result, but one will become lengthy and second become easier. Look at the screen. Suppose the length is increased by 10%, okay, and width is increased by 20%. Okay, this is the question. Now I need to calculate what is net percentage change in area, right? So for that my step is what? Initially the area is 100, 10% increases in length. So 10% of 100 will give you 10. You need to add both value. The value become this. Now 20% again increases. So 20% of 110, it comes 22. You need to add because the increases in value. So 110 plus 22 gives 132. Now here initially the area was 100. Now it become how much? 132. So the percentage change in area is how much? 32%. Okay, this is one aspect which I already discussed with you. Now look at the second part. The same value I am going to increase, but some value is given to you. Suppose the length of a rectangle is given to you 10 meter, and let the width is given to you is 20 meter. This is the question given to you. Okay, in question in numerical, it already also mentioned that length is increased by the same amount. This is 10% now, so I am increasing the 10% of the length is increased by 10% and width is increased by 20%. And ask you to find out net percentage change. So for that what I can do is, initial value I know length is 10%, increased by 10%. So what is 10% of 10? So if you calculate, place decimal over here 1. So 1 meter is 10% of 10. So I need to add. Now my new length become 11 meter because I am increasing my length by 10%. You got this? Yes or no? You are with me? Is it correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now initial the width is 20 meter and width is increased by 20%. So what is 20% of 20 meter? 10% is 2. So 20% is 4. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now you need to add 20 plus 4. So now new width become 24 meter. So now you have two value. So your initial value is length equal to 10 meter. width equal to 20 meter. Take the area. What is the area? Area you can calculate by length into width. So the value is 10 into 20. Now area is what? 200 meters square.
200.
Yes? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now after increasing the
Yes,
value,
sir.
my length become 11 and width become 24. Now what is my new area? My new area is 11 into 224. It comes 264 meter square. Please mute yourself, everyone, please. Noise from you. Yes, thank you. So this is my initial value, sir. This is my initial value, and this one is my final value. Look at here. This is my final value. Now see the result, the beauty. See the result. Final value minus initial value divided by initial value into 100. So final value is what? 264, sir. Initial value is what? 200, sir. Divide by initial value 200, sir. Multiply this value by 100. Now 2 times gone. This is 264 minus 200 gives 64. Divide by 2. Again you will get 32%. So here if I give you one thing, that if the length is in whatever the length and width previously, forget about, if it doesn't matter that if my length is 157.2 and my width is suppose any value 1316.7, but if your length is increased by 10%, if your width increased by 20%, need not to multiply the first you calculate the length into width initial area, then increase the 10%, then final area, and then you solve the question. It become lengthy. But again, if such question comes and you find out the solution, you will get again 32%. That's it. So forget about this. What the initial value, initial length and width is given to you. Need not to calculate area first and then increase value, then you multiply and then you find out the difference. You simply take initially 100. What the change is given to you, simply calculate. You will get the result directly. Yes or no? How we calculate volume? So volume is what? Volume is the multiplication of length into width into height. Yes or no? It over?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now suppose length is increased by 10%. Okay. Width is increased by 20%, suppose. And height is increased by 10% again. Right? So this is the value that you increases. Clear it over?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is my approach? Initially I am taking my value as 100 because it's simple to calculate. Okay, so you can use any order. What you want to means calculate first, either length or width or height. Give me what you want to prefer first, length, width or height.
Length.
Length. Okay, so length is what? 10% increases the value, right? So what is 10% of 100? It over 10% of 100. 10 increases means to say you need to add. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 100 plus 10 gives 110. Clear?
Yes,
Now
sir.
length gone. In between width and height, which you prefer first?
Height.
Height. Okay, so now I'm taking this. Stop. Please mute you. Wog. Mute you.
Yo, my name.
Okay, so now 10% I'm using over here. 10% increases. So what is 10% it over? 10% of 110? 10%?
It's 11.
11, yes.
11.
So you need to add 11. So 110 plus 11 gives you 121. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then rest, this is gone. Now I need to increase this 20% further. So what is 20% of 121? So 10% is what? 12.1. 20% is what? Multiply this value by 2. So 24.2 will be the 20%. Yes or no? It over?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I need to add 121.00 and 24.20. Once you add, what you will get? You will get 145.20. Now check the result. This is my final value. This is my initial value. Since the base is 100, need not to calculate. Simply you take the difference. 100 and this is 145.2. So what is the difference of 145.2 with 100? 45.20. Since this value is higher than 100, it means this much percentage increases in volume. So what if you increases the length by 10%, increases the width by 20%, increase the height by 10%, your volume will increase by 45.20. Okay, it over?
Yes, sir.
Now you're clear with this concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everyone, please reply to me. It's clear? So,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yes,
Now
sir.
I'm giving you 2 to 3 question for practice. Okay. So I write the numerical. Okay. Solve it and give me the answer. Now first question I'm giving based on length area. So for area 2 question. So length is increases by 15% and width is decreases by 10%. What is the net percentage change in area? Give me the answer. So I am checking this. Suppose the area is 100. Okay, I am taking this 15% increases. So 15% increasing the value. So I need to add this 15. So my value become 115. Now 10% decreases. 10% of 11.5 it comes 115 means 11.5. Decrease means you need to subtract this value. So 115, use your brain, don't hurry. Now use this 5. This comes 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1, it comes 3. So 1.103.5. 103.50. So initially my area is 100. Now it becomes 103. So 3.5% increases in area. Well done. Very good. Very good reply by 3 or 4 students only. So now for better understanding, again I am giving you the next question. Please solve this question. The length is increases by now length is decreases by 25% and width is increases by 20%. What is net percentage change in area? 25 decreases and 20% increases. So look at the screen, Martin and Tova. This is 125% decrease. I am taking this 25% decreases first. So 25% decreases the value means minus of 25. So this becomes 75. And if I increases this value by 20% here, so what happened? 7.5 is my 10%. Okay. 7.5 is my 10%. So 15 is my 20%. Increases means to say you need to put positive sign. So 75 plus 15 it gives 90. Excellent. So initially it was 100, now it become 90. It means 10% decreases in area. Very good. Very good. Great batch. Okay. Now the not last question, second last question. One question I'm give you on volume. Volume. So length, look at the screen, right, and find out the answer. Length increases by 20%, width decreases by 10%, and height increases by 30%. So this arrow say you increases or decreases. Length increases by 20%, width decreases by 10%, and height increases by 30%. What is net percentage change in volume? Percentage change in volume you need to calculate. Okay.
Increases.
Increases.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay. 100 is your initial value. Length increases by 20%. Okay, fine. So my value become what? 120. Then width is decreased by 10%. So I am decreasing this value minus 12. So this become 108. Okay, fine. Then 30%. 30% means to say increases. That means 10.8. 30% means 30 and 32.4. 32.4. So this value become 108 and 32. So 140. 140.4. Okay, fine. Yes, very good. So this value is 40.4% increases in volume. Increases in volume. Very good. So I hope now you are able to find the percentage change whenever there is a product is given to you. Product change. When there is product change, how your percentage actually suffer. Whether it is increases or decreases, now you actually know the use of product change. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now one
Yes, sir.
fundamental formula on this. I just give you one concept on here also. If the length, suppose length is increases by 20% and width is decreased by 20%. So here one thing is common. What is the percentage change? Means percentage increase and decrease is same. Look at here. 2020. Suppose if I say to you, or in any numerical terms in CAT, JAT, MAT like this, a 30% increase in length and 30% decrease in width. Okay, whatever the means increases or decreases, the same value if increase, same value of decrease, at that time your answer will be what? You simply multiply this 2 into 2, 4%, and always you suffer loss or decreases the value. That means your area is decreased by 4%. Here this 3 into 3 comes 9. It means your area decreased by 9%. You can check it. But the formula from here, you can say that x square by 100. So whenever x square by 100, always incurred loss, or you can say decreases the value. You never find the increases the value or profit. So whenever the same percentage increases, same percentage decreases, at that time you always incur loss or decreases in value. Whether you calculate area, whatever the two terms, suppose profit and loss. So here, if you want to calculate, suppose if I am asking you length is 10% increases, okay, and width is 10% decreases, what is net percentage change in area? So you simply multiply this 1 by 1, so you will get 1%. Okay, so I am going to prove this. So suppose the value is 100, 10% increases, sir. So 10% of this value is plus 10. Okay, so this value become 110. Now 10% decreases, sir. 10% decrease means minus 11. So if you subtract this minus 11 by 110, you will get 99. So from here you will get the same result. How we use formula? Formula is look like this. L is 20% increases, width is 20% decreases. Suppose this is the question. So x square by 100 means to say that x is what? X is this 20, which is same in both the case. Same value percentage increase and decrease. So x is what? X is 20. So I need to 20 into 20 square divided by 100. 20 gone, you will get 4%. So this is how we apply the formula, or directly you multiply this 2 terminal, because this 20 gone by 100. So this is how we can approach. L is increased by 40%, suppose, and width is decreased by 40%, suppose. So what is my net percentage change in area? You said, you give me the answer.
16.
16. This 4 into 4, 16% decreases. Okay, so this is one means you simply, if there is an objective question, you simply take and jump to the next one. Okay, need not to calculate. So I hope up to this is enough to all of you. Now I'm going to take the attendance, right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.